Following last week's elections, the Republican Party now has a firm grip in the state capitol. Not only did the GOP complete a sweep of statewide offices, but they also expanded control in the Senate and remained steady in the House. Many are now left wondering what this means for the Democratic Party. Quentin Smith speaks with members of that party. He joins us live in the studio with more. Hey, Quentin.
Yeah, Scott, these aren't the results those in the Democratic Party were looking for. They were hoping to have more representation at the state capitol. This is now prompting members to come together to have an open discussion about the things they can do to strengthen their party. When state lawmakers gavel in for the upcoming legislative session, there will be new faces and a few changes. However, one thing that won't change is the GOP dominance in both the House and the Senate.
It just further shows that our Democratic Party here in the state has to reorganize, and we have to do some things a little differently.
State Representative Kabir Kareem believes members of the Democratic Party have to go back to the drawing board to discuss new ideas and figure out which changes need to be made to move the party forward. He doesn't think the recent GOP dominance marks the end of a once dominating party, but he does believe the party needs to build better relationships and coalitions.
Everything is a teachable moment. We just need to get together, those like minds, and talk about where we are and have an honest conversation about where we are and how do we move forward from here. I don't think all is lost. We've been here before. And we just need to come together and see how we can be more progressive as a party.
The chronic problem that the Democratic Party in Mississippi has is we are allowing other people to define us, and we're not defining ourselves.
Hob Bryan is a longtime senator and member of the Democratic Party. He says the party supports the core beliefs of the people in Mississippi, such as improving infrastructure and fully funding education. But he admits Democrats need to do a better job of getting that message out to voters. Bryan believes this is one thing that could help lead to more voters and better representation for the Democratic Party in Jackson.
We've got to explain to the voters that we're down here fighting for public schools, and the legislative leadership is fighting against them, and they're pressuring their members to vote against it. We've got to explain to the voters, we're down here, we believe in public roads. We're trying to maintain the existing roads that we have, and the legislative leadership is fighting against that. And on and on. If we could effectively explain that to the voters, they'd be with us. And again, I'll say, a bunch of people who consider themselves Republicans would be with us.
Now, just to give you an idea of how things will look in 2020, of the 52 seats in the Senate, only 16 will be held by Democrats. Out of the 122 seats in the House, less than half are being held by members of the Democratic Party. Scott?